The Prince of the House of David. Letter 10. My dear father, I shall now continue my story. Jesus had disappeared, and no one knew where he had gone except John, Mary's cousin, and Lazarus, who had followed him. We remained standing near the water, for Rabbi Amos wanted to speak to the prophet John. Holy prophet, do you know who was just baptized by you? Asked Rabbi Amos. This is he who I spoke about before. I saw the Spirit descending like a dove. And I know that he is the Son of God, replied John. And where has he gone? I do not know. He must increase, and I must decrease. My mission is now ending. John turned and walked among the trees. Uncle, do you believe all that you have seen and heard? I asked. I do not know what to say, but the things that I have seen today means that God has not forgotten his people Israel, he answered. On our way back to my uncle's house at Gilgal, we passed crowds of people, all talking about the wondrous events which had taken place at the river. My dear father, it is with deep joy that I tell you that this wonderful person is still on earth. Mary's cousin John and Lazarus had followed him by the prints of his sandals in the wet sand and saw him going towards the desert. They ran until they came near to him and called out, Good master, wait for us, for we want to follow you and learn of you. When he had turned, they were amazed. The glory of his beauty had passed away, and his face was filled with sorrow and suffering. Don't cry for me, my friends. You will see me another day. I now go to the wilderness in obedience to the Spirit that guides me, he said. We will go with thee, Lazarus said. I must do this alone, he said sadly. He waited for them to go back, and they obeyed sorrowfully, wondering what his words had meant. They kept on looking back until they could no longer see him in the dreadful loneliness of the desert. The two friends came to the home of Rabbi Amos at Gilgal, and we sat together late at night, talking of Jesus. Now, my dear father, how wonderful is all this, that such a great prophet is among us cannot be denied. We are certain that he will draw all men unto him. May the God of our father's home come from the heavens for the salvation of his people, your devoted and loving Adina.